Welcome everyone to TVOSJ, the voice of San Joaquin, right here off the Miracle Mile in Stockton, California. And of course, want to welcome everyone to the show. The next show is Chase Car Guys. But first, I want to say you are listening to TVOSJ, the voice of San Joaquin. You could always find us here on thevoiceofsanjoaquin.org or thevoiceofstockton.org as well. Okay, welcome, Rick. Welcome, Roy. How are you?
Wonderful.
Wonderful, and
thank you for having us.
Hey. Okay, so you want me to stick around as a guest. So
Absolutely.
I'm going to do that
Yeah,
just
you
for
jump
you guys.
in whenever you
just
want.
for you guys.
No, we go all out and pay big money for our guests.
Okay, so I hear a donation is coming.
There you
Absolutely.
go. Donation
A little
definitely
sponsorship. Yeah, I like that. Or
Absolutely.
underwriting the program. Yes.
Yes.
Love it. So, okay, so what's the latest?
We're ready to go. We're on the
We
air.
are on
We're
the air. And we are rolling.
We are rolling. Okay, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Chase Car Guys. My name is Rick Pelascki, along with my co-host and dear friend, Mr. Roy Morales. Tonight, we're going to talk about community involvement, and that was one of the reasons we had Miss Betty stick around, so she could be part of that because of what TVOJS, the voice of San Joaquin, does on a daily basis. They do quite a bit for our local community, as well as Chase Chevrolet and a few other people. And we're going to get right to it. So I'm going to have Roy start us off, and then we'll all get involved here in just a minute.
Well, I was really looking forward to this topic because I'm out in the community all the time. That's kind of what my job is. But it's really all of our jobs as a community to be involved, and be engaged with the community, everything that's going on in our community. But first off, I do want to say that this is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and so this is a really, really big deal. And I don't know if you can see this poster in the back here. It says, "Join me in making strides against breast cancer." The hashtag #IDrive4, and then whoever it is that either has gone through this breast cancer treatments, maybe you've lost someone to breast cancer or whatever it is. But anyway, Chevrolet has put a program together, and in the drive to end breast cancer, every mile counts. So tell us who you drive for. Tell us who you drive for. Post using the hashtag #IDrive4 on Instagram or Twitter, and Chevrolet will contribute $5 up to $340,000 nationwide to the American Cancer Society. And as you can see on this one here, this is actually my own. My mother did. She died from breast cancer, so I've got a personal story on that. And I probably didn't know as much about it as I probably should have. But the more that I learned about breast cancer and how often people are stricken with this dreaded cancer, it's overwhelming, and I know that many people that are out there listening have been touched by this, in their families. Anyway, this is a great program that Chevrolet has put together. So it's a way to raise funds for the American Cancer Society. It's a great opportunity for you to contribute so that we can let people know that testing, proper regular testing will help to prevent this. I know in my mom's case, she was just a simple, hard-working woman. It wasn't easy for her, She didn't have a lot of funds, I don't even recall when we were kids whether we had, really health care insurance, to tell you the truth, So it's probably something that she may have not checked, as regularly as she should have, and by the time that she was diagnosed with it, she went rather quickly. But it can be prevented, And so, anyway, thanks to Chevrolet to put this program together. So all you have to do is post hashtag #IDrive4 and then the name on your Instagram or Twitter account, and Chevrolet will contribute $5 to the American Cancer Society.
Is there anything on Facebook, Roy, that they're doing?
I believe the instructions are Instagram and Twitter. You can post it on Facebook as well because that will stimulate some more activity. So I do encourage you to do that as well.
More awareness.
Yeah,
Yes.
awareness. And you know what? We've all had family members that have been stricken
Family
by
or
Loved
cancer.
ones
friends.
or best friends.
Family and friends. Yes,
I had a
family
best
and
friend,
friends.
yes.
You know.
Yeah. Tell us your story, Betty.
Yeah, and she actually was in contact with me. She was reaching out to all of her friends because all of a sudden she felt like she might not make it.
Right.
And, I recall that, and she was, I get a little emotional because, of course, she was breaking down, and she wasn't sure what to do, and I told her, you know what, she has total support of her friends and her family, and we stood by her, but she actually went through the operation where they had to remove completely both of her breasts.
Yes.
And from cancer, and so she's living today. She is a go-getter, and I'm just so proud of her. I'm so proud of her because at first, she was giving up on life, right?
Right.
Right.
But with the love and support from friends and family, she went through it and she came out flying colors, and I'm so proud of her.
Yeah, you
No?
know, and prayers are big.
Yes, prayers are big. Exactly.
big time.
Keep the faith.
My grandson suffered 6-year-old kid when he was diagnosed with cancer, and I'm glad to say that he's all through that now. But what a devastating words to hear from a doctor or somebody has cancer.
And they're getting younger too, Rick.
Right, right.
And that's something that I don't understand. Why is it that a child, 3 months, a year? My goodness, they're big.
So it's a very rare one.
Wow.
And he made it through. It was trying at times, but he was always a trooper, just like your friend.
Yes.
If you
Gotta be
didn't
a
know
fighter.
through his hair loss, you knew something wasn't right. But each and every day, he was the same kid he was prior, and he was in the hospital. Out of a month's time, I would say he was in the hospital 15 days a month for treatment and so
Wow.
forth. So
Was this all over his little body, or
it was
how?
in his chest cavity. It was a mass that got to be pretty big, bigger than a grapefruit, and they shrunk it down with chemo and no radiation, chemo, and they were able to remove it. They had to extract part of 2 ribs and a little bit of his lung, but knock on wood or knock on my head, whichever is harder, that he made it through. And
Yes. Hallelujah.
he's a
Yes.
champion. I mean, and people that go through it, whether you're 6 or 60, I think the biggest thing, Betty, like you said, is to keep the positive attitude. I know
Got
it's
to.
not easy. It's easy to
I
say.
had to lift her, my girlfriend, because I could tell she was
She needed it.
she was going down, and she was going down real quick. And
Yeah.
I thought, no, you got to be positive and pray with her. And that's something that we did on a regular basis. If it wasn't cara cara, face to face, it was over the phone, constant. And if it wasn't over the phone, it was through letters, cards.
And you met a guy last week when we did. Oh, you didn't do our show last week. You met Coach Eisler. You met him here. You were out
Yes.
in the office, and he still has prostate cancer. He got in remission for a while. He's got a little taste of it back, and just was with him today, and he's going through treatment again. But he's a tough guy, and he's a Lord's person, and. So far, so good, and we wish everybody. We're just giving you a sample of what's out there. There's
so many
hundreds
forms,
of thousands,
different forms of cancer,
Yeah.
right?
Right,
Yeah.
and so some forms are not good. Tough to come. Pancreatic cancer is pretty bad stuff.
Yeah.
I met a lady over the weekend. She bought a car, and I happen to know people she knew. And Lillian, if you're listening, you're probably not, but if you are, she has brain cancer, but she's still with us, and she's had that for, I want to say 5 or 6 years. So
Wow.
yeah, it's something that everybody has or has been touched by, whether it be a friend or a family member. So it's a big deal. You can see the nameplates that we have the pink ribbon in them.
Yes.
We'll be supporting that all month long. I never wear a name tag, but I'm going to start wearing it from now on, and I'm going to keep this. Even though we're only in the month of October, I'll wear it every month because I think
Good for
that's
you.
something that people
It's good.
need to get behind and support.
Yes. Yes.
So anyway, that's a great program that Chevrolet put together. You're more than welcome to come in, and you can do this on your own. You can post it on your own. If you'd like to come into the dealership, we'll give you the sign. You can hold the sign and put who you drive for on the sign, and we'll take a picture of you on the showroom floor, and we'll put it on our Chase Chevrolet website. So you're more than welcome to come by and participate in this great program, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So anyway,
Well, Betty, you got some stuff coming up for the radio station and different events that you guys are going to be involved with in the community. So
Yes,
take it
there
away.
is the 17th annual Student Financial Aid and College Awareness Workshop. And this is something that I was involved with in the past, and I donated maybe 2 years of my time, and I've been watching it grow. It's been getting bigger and bigger each and every year. And I'm so happy to see that the parents have finally got the gist of it. I mean, education for the kids. Now they're able to get all the assistance that they need to be able to qualify for scholarships. They're going to be giving away two high school students $1,000 scholarships. And
Wow.
usually you hear 100, usually you hear 300, 500, but when you hear 1,000, wow.
Yeah,
I
it
just
gets your
say
attention.
that
Yeah.
is great. And that is through the San Joaquin County Hispanic Chamber of Commerce.
Yeah.
So
yes,
I'm
it is.
just-
I've been involved also with that since
Yes.
for a long time, and that is truly an amazing program. Mark Martinez, who was the CEO many years ago, had the vision of bringing this to life, and this is, I think, is this 17th annual?
This is a 17th annual
17th annual.
Student Financial
And the
Aid.
cool thing about
Yes.
this particular event is that not only does it prepare bilingual, you have bilingual interpreters there that actually go step by step through the process with the parents
Yes.
and the students. And it's really an amazing communication that goes on for them to be able to fill out all of their paperwork for scholarship, FAFSA, and it's held at the University of Pacific, and in many cases, all of these students, may not have ever seen a college campus before, so it may be their first time visiting a college campus.
Exactly.
But I can tell you this, it makes a huge impact on our entire community because, a lot of the focus is that we do have bilingual interpreters there to help with the translations to the parents, but everyone is invited to attend. All of the schools receive a invitation to send their kids to this and to come with their parents.
Yes.
And it's really quite a scene. There's entertainment that is involved, before they move into the paperwork portion of it. There's dancing and music, and Chase Chevrolet will be out there. Actually, we're a big supporter of it. We will be out there. We'll actually have a Malibu on display in the front. And what we do each year is we offer a special to the parents and to the students, because some of these students are going away to college and they may need a car,
transportation,
or the
Yes.
parents may need an extra car so that their child can go back and forth to school. So we'll have a Malibu on display out there, and we've got some special pricing with some huge discounts. So it's nice to be involved in especially this event, because this event actually encourages our local students to seek a higher education, and the San Joaquin County Hispanic Chamber of Commerce has done an absolutely outstanding
Awesome job.
in promoting this event. So I encourage you, if you have a student that is going into college, to be there on I believe October 20th.
Is Sunday, October the 20th, 2019. Registration begins at 8 a.m. So yes, access to online free federal student aid, FAFSA, with one-on-one assistance, filling out financial aid forms and scholarship information, financial literacy, California Dreamers Workshop. That's the part that I love the best.
Wonderful.
Dreamers Workshop.
Dreamers
so these
Workshop,
are
yes,
kids. These are
yes.
our future. These are our leaders.
Exactly.
So they have an opportunity there too. And I just Ah, that touches me.
Touches everybody's
That
heart. you
touches
bet.
my heart. So yes, and not only that, but they're going to be giving away tablets. They're going to be giving away laptops. Who, you know?
I heard they're giving away 8x10 glossies of Roy Morales. So that's
Oh, okay.
just a rumor, folks.
Yeah. Signing autographs.
So everyone's invited, all students, grades from 6th to 12th, and parents especially. So.
Yeah, the really cool thing about this one is the 6th through 12th, because if you're listening out there and you have a 6th grade student, you know, I really encourage you to bring them to the event, because they have a 6th grade program, a 7th grade program, 8th, all the way through the 12th, okay? And what is really cool about this is that they are preparing themselves from the 6th grade. They're on a college campus. They're going from classroom to classroom, getting instruction at their grade level. As they move up to becoming seniors,
Yes.
they will experience.
They are so prepared.
They
ready
will
to
be.
go.
They'll have it in their mind.
Yes.
This is where I'm going. But you know what it's going to take? It's going to take the parent to take them for the first time, and then take them each and every year thereafter, so that they know I'm going to college. And that's why this event is so powerful. You
And
know.
not only that, but services available in multiple languages.
Multiple languages.
Multiple
yes.
languages. You hear that, community?
Yes.
Multiple languages. So that means you.
Yes, it
Exactly.
does.
And
What
so,
else?
yes, Sunday, October the 20th, 2019, registration begins at 8 a.m. It's at the University of Pacific Ag Spinal Center, 1178 Larry Heller Drive in Stockton, California, 95211. More information on that, give them a call at the University of Pacific, 219-946-7705.
You got a great voice. You know, that's
Well,
the first
thank
time
you
I've.
so much.
She's got a good voice for radio.
Yeah, and you
appreciate
got a face
that.
for TV. So what do you
You
know?
got it both.
You got both. Exactly.
So,
Anyhow,
yes, so there
what
you go.
else you got for us?
The other one that is really important, and this is another event that I have been part of in the past, and I love what it does for the community. And this is a big freebie, and it's through the Community Partnership for Families of San Joaquin, free admission. It's a multicultural health and resource fair.
Wow.
And I love being part of this because they let me MC and they let me, carry around the mic and introduce all the vendors and introduce all the resources. So everybody that was there they were able to listen to everything that they were offering. And it was such a hit that it's been growing year after year. And I had a gentleman, George Lewis, here about a couple of days ago, and he was telling me about it. Now, they moved the location from one place to a new location, which is Lord's Gym City Center off Hammer Lane.
Oh, yeah.
And
Nice
that's
facility.
848 East Hammer Lane in Stockton, California. October the 5th. So write that down on your calendar, 10 a.m. in the morning till 2 p.m. And I swear, this is a place, this is an event that you should not miss because everything is free. And when I say free, you can get screening for diabetes. So many people have found out that they had diabetes by this free screening, or they never would have done it.
Right.
Wow.
So this saves lives.
And
You
that's
know,
this
high blood
Saturday,
pressure.
October 5th.
Dental.
It's this Saturday.
Yes, yes. So it is the 5th of October. Yes.
Wow.
10 a.m. So you don't want to miss it. This is through, again, the Community Partnership for Families of the San Joaquin. It's a multicultural health and resource fair. And the number, 209-373-2481 for more information. Isn't that cool?
That is cool. Thanks,
Very
Benny.
nice event.
Yes.
Very nice event.
Yes.
Roy, you got anything? Because I got a few things, but I'll let you.
Well, you know what? This is our 8th show. 8th episode.
Eight.
Whoa, whoop, whoop.
8th.
We've lost
Bravo,
membership.
bravo.
No, we're doing
I
good.
think we're under contract for 8, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Anyway,
bonus pay.
You know, when Rick and I were thinking about, what our topic was going to be today, community engagement, community involvement was kind of the topic that we were thinking about. So what I wanted to do was I just wanted to, and we've just talked about some community events, that are going on here in town. Chase Chevrolet is very engaged in the community. And actually, I'm at a lot of the community events, and every employee at Chase Chevrolet is touched, some type of community involvement, whether it be at their PTA, school,
Right.
church, whatever. But we're all involved in some aspect, and it's just engagement and involvement. Is really really important to Chase Chevrolet. I know that Rick. I know that you're involved with a few organizations. And of course, every time we get involved with an organization of some type, we represent Chase Chevrolet at the events, at the fundraisers, at all of those. Tell us, maybe give me a couple that you're involved with.
I'll tell you that in just a second. I
Okay.
do want to reach out and tell you of a business that gets involved in the community. It's California Welding. They seem to want to keep their business here in Stockton. However, they have stores in the outlying areas of San Joaquin.
Mm-hmm.
They are a community activist. She doesn't want me to tell her name, but I'll just call her Beverly. We will leave her last name anonymous. I do happen to know it too.
Mm-hmm.
But anyhow, she's really involved. I tried to get her to come on the show. She's not one to promote herself,
Right.
because she likes to stay in the background. So I give her that respect to do that. But she's big in the community.
Mm-hmm.
I know she's with FAA, the Farm.
Oh, Farmers Association
FFA.
of America.
Yeah. And she does a lot for them. She supports the local hockey here, whether it be the Heat or the Colts or St. Mary's. So she's really, and when she makes her deals with certain people, that she makes sure that part of their payback to her is through some community area. So there are a lot of people out there. Mike Robinson from Nothing But Cakes, he is big in this community.
I just love him.
He's a
He
great
came
guy.
through.
Yeah,
You
he's a
can
wonderful
go to
man.
him and say, hey, can we give us a raffle prize? Can you do this? I found out, Mike, if you're listening, that you were helped out with one of the hockey players' tuition, so to speak. We really appreciate people like you that stay in the background, but I want to call you out and recognize you, because that's huge in the community that we get people like that. There's a lot of people like that. Gene Taban, that's been on the hockey show with us, and maybe he was on our first show. I forget. But anyhow, he's here. He's a great teacher here in Stockton. He's a sensei. He has one of his dojos is on Yosemite right here, not too far from the station. And he does a great job in the community. There's a lot of people, so if I don't get to your name, I don't want you to upset, but please keep doing the things you do, because the community really respects it. Roy and I belong to Stockton Host Lions Club. We tried to get Dr. Julie Brown to show up tonight, but she's out doing her thing. She's
Working the ER.
She's working the ER in Turlock, California. So, and she's a great inspiration for people. She is involved. I can't even list half the stuff she does, but I know she's
Social butterfly, I call
Yes,
her.
Yes,
she
she
is.
is.
I
She's
know
so
she's
good.
doing 2 shows here
Yeah.
a week.
Yeah.
Just
Yes,
a great
very busy.
human being. I went on her show, I can't tell you, 2 years ago or 3 years ago, and she says, you got to come up with your own show. I'm sure they'll take care of you. And so I've been doing the Rams hockey. Now I got a show every week. I don't know how she does 2 shows a week, but we do one for Chase and one for them. So we try to keep out in the community, and whatever I can help out and move this community, we hope, in the right direction. We need more people out there, and I think there's a lot of people that do it, but they don't know how to do it or how they can get involved. And I would tell them to come to TVOSJ,
Send
the
them
Voice
right
of
here,
San
the
Joaquin.
Voice of San
We're
Joaquin, yep.
318, 316. What's the address?
The address is 231
231, I was
Bedford
close.
Road, Stockton, California, off the Miracle Mile,
Off
of
the
course.
Miracle Mile.
Yes.
And what's your phone number?
209-467-4455. Again, 209-467-4455.
Get involved with these folks. Governor Don, this lady, you talk about time and no money, that's her right there.
Volunteer.
Volunteers.
Betty
Yeah,
Ramirez,
this is
one of
all
the
volunteers.
just a great person. I know we've called on her out of the clear blue.
Numerous occasions.
Yeah, many. And
If I'm here, I'll give you my time.
yeah, absolutely. And that, it's amazing the people you meet in life and you go through, and it's just been it's been good for me. Chase, like you said, Chase Chevrolet does a lot of stuff in the community, a lot of the schools. Roy's involved with Chip Kniss with Stagg High School. They just had a big barbecue there. And tell us a little bit about Delta College and how that came about.
Well, there's always opportunities for Chase Chevrolet to give back to the community, and we try to do it as often as we can. One pretty big one that is really all about community, and that's we have a gem in our community. It's called San Joaquin Delta College.
I love it. Went to school there.
Went to school there. I went to school there too.
When
not
it
long,
just
though, for
opened
you.
up, too.
I drove through it one time.
But there came an opportunity. The athletic director there, who Chase Chevrolet has a good relationship with, he actually was the athletic director at Stagg High School. Actually came to us, and he actually became the athletic director at San Joaquin Delta College. That's Tony Espinoza. And he had come with us with an opportunity to, on the naming rights of the San Joaquin Delta College athletic complex. And so, as you know, many of us have been to Delta College. It's just part of our home. We live right around the college. It's right in the center of town, and so we were able to get on board on that. And if you notice now, when you going down Pershing Avenue on the back of the soccer complex, where it gets a lot of traffic right there, it actually says Chase Chevrolet Athletic Complex. And so the signage all went up. There are some other sponsors that are involved as well. And so you'll see these signs all over the athletic fields, which promotes not only Chase Chevrolet, but the others that are involved with sponsoring as well. And it was just a good opportunity for us to give back. I believe the funds on this one here are going to the athletic department. I'm not 100% sure how they're going to split it all up, but it's going to be significant, and it's going to help them to get the things that they need to be successful, not only on the playing field but in the classroom.
That's wonderful.
So yeah, that's a really cool deal, and we've been out there. Actually, San Joaquin Delta College has a home game this Saturday. They kick off at 1:00, and it's really exciting to go out and watch these college players play the game.
Who are they playing against?
They're actually playing against Diablo Valley.
Diablo Valley.
Diablo Valley.
Ooh.
The bad guys do Diablo Valley.
Diablo. I don't like that name, no.
But anyway, they have a game at 1 p.m. We'll be out there. We'll have a vehicle on display out there. We're trying to create a good, close relationship with Delta College, and so that's really worked out well for us. But it's the little things. A lot of times it's the smaller things that have the greatest impact as far as Chase Chevrolet being involved. It's real easy to, give them a donation, but when you give them a donation and you become actively engaged in the event,
It's a big difference,
it makes
doesn't
a
it?
huge difference.
Yes.
And it makes a huge difference to the crowd, to the people that are there, because they recognize,
They see you.
They see you, and they see your brand, and they appreciate, the fact that you've come out and you want to be engaged in the one simple one that I've been involved with, a soccer organization, Monarchus. It started off as Monarchus Soccer Academy.
Yes, that's been.
And then that's Benjamin Gonzalez,
Yes.
and he has a heart for soccer. Him and Vince Myers and the rest of his staff do an absolutely outstanding
Very
job.
successful, yes.
And a great story. The guy's driving by with his kid at 6 years old, like 20 years ago, and his kid points to the park and he says, "Hey, Dad, I want to play that game." Well, his dad, Benjamin, stopped right there, right then and there. He stopped, he pulled over, he took his son out to the coach and said, "Hey, my son would like to play." He goes, "Okay,
And
you're
rolled
on."
him in.
Then the next, so the coach asked him, he said, "Hey, I could use some help, community involvement, right? So I could use some help, coaching, would you like to get involved with that, And so he said, "Yeah, sure, I'll support
With his son.
you."
Wow.
And so some 20 years ago, He got introduced to soccer. His son became introduced to soccer. And so the following year, the coach said, hey, listen, I got an opportunity for you. I'm going to bail, and I want you to take over the team. So Benjamin took the first team. That was his first team, okay? First team. 20 years later, okay? 20 years later, what he has developed is he has developed one of the finest soccer organizations in the Central Valley. Now, they changed their name to SC Surf now. Central Valley SC Surf, okay? And they just held their 10th annual Champions Cup. Now, I've been involved with the Champions Cup for some time now. And these are families. These are Hispanic families, from every ethnic, variety. And they all come to Stockton. Well, I'm going to tell you this. From the very first one that he started 10 years ago till the one that he had just this last Sunday, this is how big his organization has grown. He had 400 teams compete.
Unbelievable. The numbers are just out of there.
400
Wonderful.
Teams.
Yes.
It was so large.
How large was it?
It was so large that they
ran out of room,
they
right?
had to have the competition, all the games played on 4 fields.
Yes, I could see that.
Stockton Soccer Complex, Lathrop Soccer Complex, Woodward Park in Manteca, and Ripon, Missland Park in Ripon. They used 4 complexes to accommodate this tournament, the Champions Cup.
Wow.
Yes.
And I'll tell you what, I was able to attend. I was able to be there on behalf of Chase Chevrolet. I had my car at a table, just to help support, right? Mm-hmm. And just hundreds and hundreds of people, at the event. And so,
Did you see some of those trophies?
Oh,
he had them
beautiful
displayed
trophies.
at our event because I gave him a booth, and he went out there and displayed everything. People were visiting them left and right.
Oh yeah, and it's their families. Those families were here in Stockton, spending their money. As a matter of fact, I met one of the teams. Over at on the Miracle Mile here. They were enjoying a lunch, and I noticed that the players had their soccer shirts on. And so I went and asked them. I said, "Well, where are you? Where are you guys from? And this team happened to be from San Jose, and so I was able to let them know that I know exactly why you guys were here, and you guys were playing in the Champions Cup, and then." So our community was able to benefit from bringing all these teams in, and spending money in our economy. These are the little things that make a huge difference for us in our community. And then, the other one, and you're here, Betty, and you can throw your 2 cents in.
Yes.
The Miracle Mile Car Show
Yes.
and
Woo-hoo-hoo.
concert.
I
Tell me
loved
about
it.
that. Tell me a little bit about
loved
that.
it.
How'd it
And
go?
this is something that I tell Gov, when the events are happening already, let's piggyback. Let's just get out there and mingle with the people and pass out our little flyer and let everybody know that we're here, we exist, that this is our community radio. So I decided to put out a little booth out there in a little corner, which was great. We sold, we called it the Mexican Street Corn Nachos. And they were delicious. And we sold, I don't know how many, we sold about $120 worth. But the good thing about it is once the people got to know about the radio station, they gave extra. They donated. And I'm like, okay, that touches the heart. And not only that, but they are able to take our literature and information about the radio so they could spread the good word that we're here, we exist.
And
they could use
speaking
it.
about the radio station a little bit, Gov was here when we first got here. Tell us what's coming on with this station about Tracy and so forth.
FCC has given us 2 other sister stations because we're doing everything right, that they decided that they were going to do that. So Tracy is about to happen in a couple of weeks.
Oh, wonderful.
And once that happens, we're going to go on the dial. So we're not going to be podcast anymore. Internet, we're going to be on the radio.
On the radio.
Yeah,
That's
we're going to have our radio
Do you
dial
have-
numbers.
Do you have a number on that?
It's coming. It's
Okay,
coming.
it's coming, it's
FCC is,
And we'll be.
has awarded
It'll
us
cover
that.
Stockton as well.
Yes, definitely. But still, we're going to continue to broadcast on social media.
Right.
Got to do that. It's around the
Well,
world. That's global.
That's what made it successful to start. So
Exactly.
you never leave your roots.
Never.
You
We will
expand
continue.
a little bit, right?
Yes.
And they are going to have commercial breaks, which is nice for Roy and I, so that we don't have near as much stuff to cover. But I think that's all going to be good. And you guys, like I said, have been great. People that don't know about you or that know either watch this show or my other show. And Betty's got, how many shows do you have,
I
Betty?
have 4 shows.
She does 4 shows.
Wow.
4 shows.
People want to help this radio station out there. It's a nonprofit, so everything goes into production. And here we are on the thing. So,
And all the equipment is pretty expensive, so definitely, when something does break down, we have to replace it. And it isn't cheap. It's very expensive, so we have to keep up with it. So
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are doing an excellent job. That actually turned out to, and we've had some really good events on the Miracle Mile. I know they had the Whiteout event, which was a nice dinner. And music. They had the bands, and so the Miracle Mile is happening.
Yes, it's
and
come alive
nice.
again. And this is something they used to do in the
Miracle
past.
Mile, so you're right in the middle of
I'm
it.
right there. I'm just like, loving it. I kept hearing that was really popular in the past, and it is back, and people are excited, and I'm excited to see the different nationalities. I'm excited to see the
Yes.
different type of cars all
Yeah.
mixed and working.
Yes.
And I thought that is so cool.
And then the other thing that
Witnessed
we
it.
had just recently, and this happened to be on the Miracle Mile as well, is we had the cruise night. We had
Yes.
the cruise night. Now, the last cruise night we were able to participate. Jay Chevrolet was able to
Yes,
participate
I saw your booth.
Yeah, and so that was truly an amazing day, because you got to see, like in the old days, you got to see these beautiful cars cruising the avenue. And so they had a route that they'd follow, and they'd
Yes.
cruise the avenue, and then all of the show cars, everyone that brought their cars out, would park on the avenue, but there was traffic going back and forth, and you can see these absolutely beautiful cars. And you
Everybody
know
was
what?
showing off.
Everybody was having such
And
a
it was so
wonderful
positive.
time.
Did you
Very
feel that?
positive.
I
Good
felt it. I went
energy.
out there again, passing on my little flyer, introducing, talking to
energy.
people,
Yes.
networking. Networking is probably the best word I could use,
Yes.
because that's something I'm really good at. When there's an event, I'm out there.
Right, exactly.
And
You're
then
representing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I meet
The radio
people, I
station.
bring them in, and I say, hey, come and, share your information with the community.
And
Why
that's
not? Use your
exactly
radio station.
exactly what we do in the community. We do the exact same thing, and it does, it does create that awareness, and the brand, and all those things are so important for all of us to be successful, But the little things, it's the little things that we do. I mean, we sponsor, we have many fundraisers that we sponsor, that are happening on a regular basis. But sometimes these community events tend to really be real successful. One that I'll tell you about that we had just this last weekend, we were really swamped this last weekend, but on Friday night at Stagg High School, we had our 10th annual Chase Chevrolet alumni barbecue.
Okay.
And I'll tell you what, I remember when it first started, Chip Kniss is very heavily involved, who's a Stagg.
He does it all, okay? Just remember that.
Yeah, Chip does it all.
Mover and
I'm
shaker.
just there in support. But anyway, we worked together on that, but Chip's done a great job. This last year, this was our 10th annual. This last year, we were all in on this because we actually started on the Miracle Mile at the parade. They had a parade. Stagg High had a parade for homecoming. It was homecoming weekend, and they had a parade. They closed down the Miracle Mile, and they had their high school parade. We were involved with that. We had 2 vehicles in that. We actually carried all the football players in one of them, and that was a really cool deal for Stagg High School and school spirit, and
That's awesome.
and we had people cheering as they went down. So we started from there. Then we went
Lifts their
to
spirit.
Yeah, then we went to Stagg High, where we set up the barbecue. We have a spot where we set it up, and all the alumni know where to go. But we had like about Chip said that we had close to 250 alumni.
Wow. Impressive.
250 alumni
I
come
love
to
that.
the barbecue
Whoa.
and the football game, at Stagg High
shout
for
out
homecoming.
to all of them.
Yes, so that was pretty amazing. We had a great turnout, and then that same night is Hall of Fame night. And so we actually had 4 players go into the Stag High Hall of Fame, and 2 of the players actually played in our Lions All-Star football game. Kevin Huff was one of the players, played for Stag High School back in 1974, which was the inaugural Lions All-Star football game. And then
74.
Charlie Burrell also went into the Hall of Fame with Kevin. And he played in the 1975 Lions All-Star football game.
Well
so we have
before
some
you were
Lions.
born, Betty.
We
Well
have,
before.
yeah, we have some,
was already born.
we have some deep ties there, and it was an absolutely awesome induction. There was 2 younger players there that are currently playing for college teams that were unable to make it, but they're going to receive their award at a later date. And then you know what? Remember homecoming?
Yes.
Remember homecoming? Wasn't that a special experience? Always.
Memories.
Yes.
Good memories.
Yes. And so we were able to drive. We had 2 trucks there, right?
Yes.
So we were able to drive the King and Queen. You know, what do they call it? The King and Queen, whatever.
The court?
Court. That's it. Court. Yeah, like basketball. So we were able to drive the court one at a time around the field, right? And then they spoke about the court. And so we had both trucks going around. We're going around, right? And then the king was actually their star football player on Stag High School. His name is Jabari Farms, and he is an absolutely phenomenal football player. And so anyway,
gonna
he
recruit
actually
him.
was the king, and so he was matched up with the queen, and it was really a really awesome experience. And to top it all off, the Delta King football team actually won the game 30-14 over Modesto. So it was a great ending.
Shout out.
But it
Wonderful.
was all about community. It was about alumni. It was about the students.
It was about making
the
memories.
parents. It was about all of these things. And for us just to be in the mix of that great event, you know what I mean? That meant a lot to
Makes it
everyone
extra
that
special.
was there. So,
Yes.
those are the things that we
Kudos
do.
to you guys for doing
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Awesome.
We were busy
Awesome.
this weekend. There was a lot of things going on.
Thank you,
know?
Chip Kniss. He won't give you props, but I will.
Chip Kniss, I'll give you props, Chip. Thank God. He did all the barbecuing, I'll tell you about that.
And I bet it was
Job.
delicious,
Oh, it
wasn't
was
it?
delicious.
I didn't get to partake because I happened to actually be working, but
Were you working? You were
well,
actually
I was there. I don't know how much work that was.
You didn't get to play?
No. One of the things that we at Chase Chevrolet donate to is St. Mary's High School. One of them. I mean, they also do Edison and
Yeah, all
Stagg
the schools, yeah.
all the schools. They took on a hockey program, which people that listen to the other show that I do know about it, but they actually started 3 years ago, and now we're in our 2nd season. The first beginning of it, the foundation, we had to go out and get players. I say we, the coaches did. Went out and got players. Last year was our first year. We had a 14-man roster. Lost 1 due to grades, 1 left the team, and we had 1 injury. So for the most of the time, as Roy knows, we played with 12 kids against teams that had 18 to 20 on them.
That's hard.
Yeah.
Very tough, and we did okay. We really did.
So they were able to keep up. Wow.
This year
Quite
we
the
have
players then.
21 kids. So the program has grown immensely. We may even next year, because we have enough interest right now about incoming freshmen and kids learning about the program, they will possibly have 2 teams next year.
Wonderful.
Yeah, so I mean,
So more interest.
and kudos to the St. Mary's that were innovators. There is 2 teams close to us here. I mean, one's in the Bay Area; they're not close, but in Northern California, Bellarmine has a same type of high school prep team, and also Tahoe Academy, obviously in South Lake Tahoe. But that's the only 3 teams up north. Everything else is Southern California or Midwest. These kids not only play the local teams in Southern California, plus they go back to Minnesota twice, Detroit once. So they're traveling around, plus keeping their academics. And one of the things that Coach Eisler and Zach and Adam Lichter. I always call him Lecter, but he likes Lichter. He's the AD, and the students are their thing. They have to be over a 3-point grade average, or they can't play.
GPA. Gotta keep it
GPA,
high.
right? 3-point GPA, and
I think that's good.
I think it's great too because, and I'm finding this thing out. Obviously, my grandson plays there. For those who know me, I've been to. He went to a ASU camp, Arizona State camp in the summertime, and the coach of that team told these kids that for you to get a shot at a D1 Division I hockey program, if you're not a 3.7, 3.8 and higher, they won't even look at you. So I mean, it's imperative that these kids get a good education, and that's what they're looking for. So I mean, their football team, every sport they do, they try to do it right. For those people that have not gotten to St. Mary's, they should, because it's a quality campus. Academics are very high. So it's a good program, and Chase has been a big sponsor, not only with the hockey team, but the whole school in general. John Chase went there, one of our owners, and they built a whole weight room for him. So Chase, I don't know.
Called Chase Fieldhouse.
Chase
Wow.
Fieldhouse. Thank you for that,
Nice.
Roy. Thanks for your input.
That's because
Appreciate
I
it.
go to the event.
You do it. Yeah, you do it. They don't allow me at the events. But anyhow, so I want to give them a shout out because they're doing the right things. And then this beautiful radio station allows us to talk about hockey twice a month here locally. And we try to give you a perspective from the team and what the team's doing. And
You
the
guys do a
players.
very good job on it. I just want to let you know.
Thank you. We appreciate
Yes.
that.
And it's interesting too because you know what, you catch all the flavors of community.
right.
You know, you catch all the flavors, and what happens is when you do that, people like a certain show. You know, they'll
they will follow.
begin to follow. They begin to follow the voice of San Joaquin,
And then share it.
You know what I mean? And
Yes.
so it becomes an entertainment source for them.
Yes, they look forward to it.
And they look forward to that show, and that's awesome because the more exposure that we have out there, the more successful that we can be, and we can continue to support the community.
And thanks
in
to
various ways.
you guys are building it and doing an awesome job of
Thank you.
on
We
it. So,
appreciate that. I know Roy
Yes.
puts a lot of. I give him a bad time on the show, but the kid does a lot of hard work.
Thank you, Uncle Rick.
That'll cost
The
you
kid.
20 tomorrow. But he's really involved. He's a good guy. People that know
big
him,
heart. A lot of people know him. They just
yeah,
love
a lot
him.
of people know him. And so it's been a pleasure working alongside of him. We bounce a lot of stuff off each other during the week before our shows, what we think the people might be interested in. But you always can get a hold of us at rick@chasechevrolet.com or
Roy@chasechevrolet.com.
get a hold of the radio station here. We'd like to hear from you, and you direct us as to what you want to hear, and we'll try to bring it to you. That's what we're after.
Catering to the public. There you
Catering
go.
to the public.
We-
And don't
Beautiful.
forget, this is our Chevrolet Truck Month, all October. So all of our trucks have huge incentives on all the Silverado light duty and heavy duty trucks. You know, so if you're thinking about a truck, October is the month to come out and take a look over at Chase Chevrolet.
Yep, absolutely. Roy and I will be there. We're gonna bring him. We'll bring him Betty. If you guys want Betty out there helping you sell cars, should be
I
happy
will
to show
have a
up.
little booth out there,
There she
pushing the radio. Yep.
Wonderful.
That'd be great if you can have us. Yeah, definitely. But I had a question
Yes.
for you, Roy. Now, didn't you have the Marines out there recent?
Yes.
Oh yes, I
Yeah.
forgot to touch on
Cars
Toys
So
for
Tots.
touch on
Toys
that
for Tots.
because I
Toys
had
for
the guys
Tots.
here.
That's right.
and
That
they
was a
were so
huge
excited
event
about
for
it.
us. If I remember correctly, I think it was our 22nd. Well, actually, it's our 22nd car show.
Okay.
And then when Toys for Tots began, then they became the benefactor of our car show. And so it was great
Good
to have
group of
all the
guys.
Marines there,
Yes.
all the service members that
Yes.
came out. We had a great selection of classic vehicles.
I heard.
It was, we had great food, we had tacos. But you know what? The crowd came out, the community came out, they enjoyed seeing all the beautiful cars. And it is a way for us to give back to the youth in our community because everyone brought a toy. And all these toys are distributed by the Marines
Yes.
at right before Christmas. And believe me, the kids that receive these toys, they may not have been receiving anything, without this program. And so a very successful Toys for Tots car show. We want to thank everyone for coming out. And it's really one of those heartfelt deals where we're giving back to the youth in our community, and outstanding. Thank you very much.
And I wanted to applaud you on that too, because I did have the Marines here, and they were talking all positive things about it.
Yes.
Looking forward to it.
And we need to recognize Gary Pardini, too. because
Gary Pardini.
He's been doing it for years. He goes to all the car clubs. I mean, he has
Car
several
shows and stuff
car
like that.
shows.
Car shows, okay.
And he gets a lot of people. We had he told me well over 100 cars
Yeah,
there.
that was a good.
Do you know
good
that
turnout.
there are several car clubs here that are at least 30, 40 years?
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's how
yeah.
long they've
Big
been together.
following too,
Yeah.
huh?
And then they have chapters. So
Yes. Right.
it's not just a San Joaquin. I
Right.
mean, I'm talking, all the way to Los Angeles down.
Right.
It's beautiful to see and hear.
Yes.
And they all have nonprofit organizations that they are lifting
Right.
and supporting and
Right.
just helping. And I love that. So I try to bring them in as much as I can to give
Yeah.
them the airtime, because people need to know what they're doing.
Absolutely.
You know,
And that's
lift
what we
them.
love about this radio station.
Yes.
They allow people, regardless of your point of view on something, they allow you to come on and at least present your side of what's going on. And Governor Don and I talked, along with Betty, several weeks ago about doing something for the community where we take all ethnicities, if I said that right,
Bring them all
they
together.
come, and we
Yes.
all together for one purpose, to make it better. Not to segregate,
Build Stockton.
to
Yes.
get together, and I'm really for that. I think that's what this city needs. There's a lot of bad stuff that comes out of this city through the media. Not necessarily all true, but that's what we're hearing, and I think it's not that bad. It really isn't. I mean. And that's what we need to do as a community, get together and say, hey, listen, Stockton's not a bad place.
There's a lot of good things here. It's
Absolutely.
very
We
positive.
have our
as well. So,
challenges,
yes.
but they are
But so
opportunities.
does a lot of cities.
oh,
Yeah,
everybody,
it's
every city
everywhere.
has their
It's
And-
everywhere.
And I'm not picking on Lodi, but Lodi's got their issues too,
Yes.
but their media doesn't dwell on the negative. They just avoid it, and they talk about positive things. And I think that's what we need to do in
Exactly,
this community.
that's our job, to put out all the
with
positive.
the positives. I mean,
Yes.
it's easy to look at negatives all the time, but I think you're a bigger person to look at the positives.
and
I
and
agree.
solutions, because
I
solutions are the
agree.
biggest part of solving them.
Yes,
So.
and yes,
and
it
you
is
guys
that
play an
time.
important role in that because
Absolutely.
you're the voice of San Joaquin.
La Voz de San Joaquin, and I need for you to invite your friends and any organizations that you know to be part of the radio station as well, so they can also support and, be able to grow with the voice of San Joaquin. We're community inspired, member supported, volunteer powered.
Yes, you are.
So,
And we're just about out of time. Are we
Yep.
right, Betty?
yes.
So, Roy, you got any closing thoughts?
Any shout outs?
Well, I just want to
Acknowledgements.
say, thank you to the radio station again. They do such an awesome
Yes.
job. They continue to support us. The
Always.
community has been good to Chase Chevrolet.
Yes, it has.
And Chase Chevrolet
Has
has
been
been
good
good
to
to the community.
yeah.
It's a partnership, and that's what this show was really all about. And that is being engaged, being involved, doing the things out in the community that make a difference. So thank you, Betty.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank
and
you.
I want to thank you for being our guest tonight and our engineer. We appreciate you.
My pleasure, guys. My
Uh,
pleasure.
Our next show of the Car Guys will be the 16th, Wednesday the 16th. I'll be doing a St. Mary's hockey on the 10th of next week on Thursday night. But until we meet again, hey, hang in there, be good, come out, support your community, folks. Support it, and you guys have a good evening. Thank you very much.
Chase Chevrolet, buy into it.